Only after about 20 years in life's crazy journey does every interlacing thread of a tapestry start to reveal the full picture. While finishing off the Memento Mori sculpture, a graskop friend notified me of the sad way a friend, who too had a guest house, had ended his life. And then one day, after posting the first video about the sculpture on YouTube, another friend notified me of yet another friend who took her own life because someone had taken away all her possessions. All this rang a bell within. I vividly recall a conversation with one of the attorneys I once consulted, and his words was, "People in your situation, people who lost everything, usually take their lives." This did not happen because the man, smiling, eyes closed while tilting the head towards the sky, had finally discovered the why and how. The hidden tapestry of rhythmic patterns, interconnectedness of moments, lives and objects. In the silence, an awareness unfolded, revealing a golden code. During the period when my large beloved sculpture, a castle guest house, rose from the ground, my dogs and I regularly walked a neighboring grassland. Every year, from beginning spring to end of summer, a few minuscule, inconspicuous green flowers showed up in one rocky spot. I gradually also noticed related but taller flowers, first in the immediate vicinity of the rocks and then later further around. These smallies were honored by depicting them in a small stained glass window of the castle. Then valuable guidance convinced me to leave the castle and leave all behind, possessions and works of art. And I landed at a small holding in northern Johannesburg. This led to a serendipitous walk in a small, safe area for dog walking. The same smallies were also living here. Later I discovered other related taller versions. By this time I had already been acquainted with the Merkaba symbol, and it immediately rang a bell of recognition when extreme close-up pictures of the smallies revealed the Merkaba symbol comfortably fitting into the face of the flower. This flower was honored by producing a YouTube video titled "Shy Little Merkaba Flower," linking it with the symbol. Only a small number of people are likely to be aware of this tiny, secretive, and awesome trumpet-like flower. When creating a series of fairy sculptures, one stocky, dancing little one named Dainty Bell, a common name for this flower, played a little Merkaba flower trumpet.
With my shy little bell flower of a mere 10 centimeters high.
Furthermore, during dog walks, the Cape turtle doves have been singing all along, and I gradually realized why their rhythmic calls were so appealing. The mind loves a rhythm. The brain is wired to recognize sounds and movements. This pattern recognition triggers a sense of familiarity and makes it easier to remember. The rhythm creates anticipation and expectation. It predicts what comes next, making it more engaging and memorable. It evokes emotions and can be linked to memories and experiences. The repetitive call rhythm of a turtle dove helps to create a sense of unity and coherence. The intrinsic rhythm in the word Merkaba ignited an epiphany as I recalled the dove song. Inspired, a YouTube video titled Merkaba Song was created, with the local artist being the dove.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to introduce to you today, this first day of October in the year 2023. From the southern tip of Africa, the celestial Merkaba song is sung by our own famous Cape turtle dove.
During the same time frame, I was avidly following YouTube podcasts regarding presence or awareness, which sparked my frequently recalling the words, "Be here now," especially during dog walking, and I gradually realized a rhythmic pattern similar to a dove's call, as well as the word Merkaba. Then, dear friends sponsored my return to Graskop, where I recovered parts of sculptures and pieces of molds I'd left behind, including the unfinished pieces that were eventually titled Memento Mori. During the same period in which I eventually accepted guidance to leave the castle, that was in 2022, I also created 2 large paintings but never managed to complete them, and they were brought with to the small holding. While preparing breakfast, my eyes also locked onto my profile painting hanging in the kitchen. It was created in 2013 by a co-artist, Johan van Graan. Admiring the way in which he generated a 3D effect sparked an idea to attempt something similar with the 2 large paintings. Promptly stopping breakfast preparations and looking towards the studio, a beautiful awareness popped up. From a closer look, it dawned on me that Memento Mori was facing the 2 paintings, smiling with purpose, beckoning me to realize something, to recognize that these paintings are part of the tapestry, enticing me to revisit the past, which I had already left behind. Unwillingly, I yielded to this plea. They were still whispering what they saw, what was inside me at the time during 2022. They were my mirrors, the tremble in my hands when I felt they were not good enough. They encouraged me to proceed nevertheless. They were my presence, witness companions, mirrors, while I was chasing truthfulness by painting stories of restless, disturbing events. By now, 3 years later in 2025, they were begging for alterations that would allow a full appreciation of the tapestry. Golden spots were added on the agile leopard, whispering transformation and spiritual growth, enlightenment, shining brightly amidst life's challenges. Its head seamlessly blends into the color of a man with albinism, symbolizing unity and harmony. Together with an endangered butterfly species, the leopard and man signify fragile individuality, dignity, beauty of being different, living authentically, unapologetically. The golden spots on the leopard are rare, but they shine bright. To be brave enough to passionately be itself, even if it means being alone sometimes. The golden spots echo in a golden code, gliding like a gentle wave through the painting, a wave that glides over to the second painting, flowing from a fiery hand that bursts from an invisible vortex, writing destiny, setting ablaze a dark poster with terrifying stark faces of greed and feigned holiness, which brings forth a mocking hyena requiem titled Time's Up. The third eye of the leopard, the man, the butterflies and hyenas, they've seen the future. The stark and desolate, dull grey and dark feeling of the wider scene of the painting depicted in 2022 was mirrored in what ensued 3 years later regarding my larger sculpture. My castle creation has indeed at least temporarily lost its identity. Real gold was spray painted over in white, other parts coloured to somberness, and my artist's signature wiped out. However, the new identity echoed the hyena requiem, that greed and feigned holiness had become worthless debris, and significantly, that removing or covering symbols signified my breaking loose from the shackles of religion. But this is not the takeaway. My witness companions foresaw that their colleagues, the golden eagle and the damaged sculptor leaning against the wall, they would remain. They are part and parcel of unraveling the waving code brought forth in the two paintings. The eagle keeps on symbolizing new life, and the broken-legged man still smiles. It is significant that the human sculpture was modeled about 20 years ago, from the same person of whom 3D pictures were taken to eventually create Memento Mori. The ultimate golden nugget is the symbolic link between these two sculptures. A soul who, like everybody else, goes through a roller coaster journey of ecstasy and agony, often with broken legs, leaning against a wall. Besides it, its new life has emerged, a transformed ethereal figure with wings. Smiling and weaving a tapestry, a realization dawns. He has cracked the enigmatic golden code embedded in the two paintings. Freed to live truthfully.